All right. Good morning, everybody. We had a little technical glitch there. Didn't start up right away. All right. So today is the 8th of September, right? No, 9th. Lost all that day, right? Had a great night last night. Went out to the Blackhawks game and they won. And went with my daughter, who's actually getting her master's at Northwestern. And then met up with my other son, who works in California, is in town. And we had a wonderful time. Holidays, best time. I guess the best time I spend is with my family and my children. So I had an awesome time and wonderful to see how your kids grow up and the influence you've had on your life, on their life, either good or bad. It's good to interact with your children. So I keep looking at this market, and we are running out of time, and this market is absorbing a lot of horrendous news that is global, right? And everything I listen to and I see on CNBC or Bloomberg or whatever, all the talking heads come on and they all talk about the new age economy and global economy, how companies are going to grow, right? And will be an issue for Man Over Market and educational websites and the funding program. Because the one thing that commodities always had to deal with was the fact that there was a bunch of knucklehead commodity traders out there that called themselves traders and brokers. And all they really cared about was opening up accounts and burning you out of your commissions. And the reality is that 90% of people fail at this because they jump into this and don't understand what it takes to be successful. So Man Over Market is positioning itself to be the new age experience of your life. Because if you get involved with us, get in our funding program, you're going to learn what it's going to take to be self-sufficient as a trader, right? Playing at it is one thing, but actually doing it is another. So those are the things that you're going to understand. And when you win or lose, you will come away with our methodology, and you will understand that what it took, right? And it doesn't mean that you were a failure. Some people just can't deal with the risk. And I say this all the time. It's like having a job, right? That you worked harder than anything in your life had. You put in the work, you put in your homework, you get all the information, you develop plans, and sometimes you're wrong. Most of the time, you're wrong. It's how you go in there and it's how you manage the process, right? By cutting losses, letting winners ride. And so the indicators we developed are really geared towards the process, right? And helping you come up with a process. I always tell people, if you're a day trader, when you put on a trade, it's like writing a 15-minute business plan, right? Because once you're into the trade, it might be a 5-minute business plan, right? There's research, entry, stop, exit, right? And you have to manage that trade. And there's a lot of things that go in between that. So, so let's get to the charts. And all the global turmoil is going on. I mean, really, oil is leading the way. Global commodities. Talking about companies walking away from a $14 billion mine for commodities in South America. I mean, I don't get it. And here's another thing. I don't know much about the CEO of Yahoo, but I was listening to their compensation package, and Yahoo, everybody knows, is going to get broken up. And she's got options that are going to pay her like $220 million. So I don't know. It's a funny world out there, and the reality is you have to be in a company that can grow, and those companies, and we're all interconnected. And basically, in the United States, we don't do anything but service. I mean, we produce very little. So, all right. So there's my soapbox spiel for the day, and I am going to now share my screen. And let's go here, and let's go there. All right, I'm going to start with the profile like I always do, right? So we just made a new low. So I'll have to move my line down. Okay, so we took out yesterday's single prints that were remaining here, right? And the reason I've got this shaded, and I'll take this off in a minute. The reason I have this shaded is because for me, this whole area, if you take a look at this big distribution yesterday, how we went up and down and up and down, this for me was a bunch, this was noise, right? So we still have the ability to remain inside this area, okay, and trade up and down. It's going to have to trade below this area. Yesterday, once again, the key to, the follow to on the break was 2057.5. And what do we do in the afternoon? Boom, we shot up and we closed on its highs. And now once again, here we are trading on the lows, right? So do the markets trade randomly? I don't know. I look at this and I think that the overall sentiment, and when we get back into it, we've been really working hard on developing our bias back again so that we can give you an idea of where we're at. So right now, definitely I had said that my long-term bias was I thought the market was going to rally. And I just think that the issue that we got going on with the Fed and them weighing in. I mean, I've never seen everybody so excited about a quarter point basis, interest rate hike. I mean, it's like, that's all you hear about. And so, you know what, if the global economy keeps, and the commodities keep dipping and going lower, I don't know, we may get, the rally may be caused by the fact that the Fed leaves interest rates alone. All right. So let's, so all we can do is how do you take overnight exposure, right? You can't. You got to be able to take your little snippets out of the market on a daily basis. So I'm looking over here. So I got another unfinished bottom right here at 2047. Okay. I've got two single prints down here at 2040.5 to 2040. All right. And then I got 2033.5 to 2033.25. My next major trade zone is going to be from 2027.25 down to 2020.5. I mean, so, we've got, these are some consolidation areas, but that's my next major target on the bottom. Okay. And given, I'll remove this now so it doesn't, all right. So that's where we're at. I think that when we take a look at, this area right here, 2063.5, once again, this 2063.5 becomes important. That's where this all this move came from overnight. So I would be, looking at this first right here, which is the overnight mode, right? So 2063.5 is an important key to the upside. Also, when I look in the afternoon trade, I'm going to split it right here. All right, and I'm looking at this low, which is at 2058.25. All right, so that's going to be the first area that we will probably go up and retest. And I have to be in a sell mode right now. Just the fact that the market is trading lower. Okay, so they're going to have to get through those areas. Okay, so when I look at this on a chart basis, I'm taking a look at 2076 is the top of value. I got right here is the 2069 point of control and the bottom of value at 2066.25. Bull bear zone way up here at 2077.5. Okay, I've got the right here. We've got the bottom of value 2066. And then our pivot, the 5-minute pivot is 2072.5. Now, remember, I have this on the extended trading hours, and I will be taking these from the extended trading hours to when the market opens, and I'll switch it to the day trading hours to get a reallocation of where the pivots are and to see what it's doing on the day basis. Once again, the reason I do this is because the markets, as far as I'm concerned, especially when you're trading U.S. equities or derivatives, that's the more important session than the overnight session. So I want to see that action. Okay, that's the action I want to see. But in the overnight right now, definitely the 5-minute pivot, and we're trading below value. Okay, is here. I bring down the sisters. Okay, same thing. I've got it in a sell. We got the Russell trading inside of value. Okay, these are important things too, because you're seeing what sectors are getting hit more. So the Russell's in value, in a sell. Okay, yesterday we could not get the NASDAQ to go with us all day, and it turned to a buy, and that's why we were in a range bound trade. All right, these markets need to move in concert with one another. So I've got this is the Dow. Okay. All right, got a 17,602. Bull bear zone of 17,599, and I've got 17,664 as a point of control, and the bottom of value at 17,532, and we're trading below value as we speak. Okay, all right. So, and the 5-minute pivot is in a sell. All right. So that's the overnight action on that, and then I'm looking here for. Here's the NASDAQ. All right. So they are, we got the, let me put this over here. I've got the high value of 4708 half. I got point of control for, the bull bear zone for 4,700. And then I have 4068.75. And then I have the bottom of value at 46 half. And that is also in a sell and so on. So, just so that you understand the way I'm going to do this now. All right. So I got an idea where we're trading in relationship to value. Okay. And then one of the things that you have to look at is, so now I'm going to go back. I'm going to go to the data series. I'm going to go here, and I'm going to go back. We are in the regular trading hours. There we go. CME index futures extended. I'm going to go to regular trading. I want to make sure that I'm going to make sure I'm on that, because I had switched it back and forth a couple of times. All right, CME regular trading futures, and boom, I'm going back on that because that started trading at 8 o'clock, right? So there we are. All right, we are trading below value, and I'm thinking that the market is now, at the end of the day yesterday, we made this rally, right? So I'm looking right now that we probably got some short inventory, okay? And I'm looking for the market. I'd be looking to sell rallies, okay? So I was going to take the 5-minute pivot out, all right? And the first thing I'm going to be looking at, right, is yesterday's low here at 58 and a quarter. We're going to go back up and test that, right? And then I'm going to see how this market reacts to this low, okay? And I'm going to be looking for topping action, okay? Now, remember, one of the things that we have to do is exceed a Globex low or high for us to be, to continue any movement to this level, right? All right, and then these single prints down here, I'm going to want to see those things be filled in during the regular trading session, okay? So that's what we got going on there, all right? When we start with the site next week in our chat room, we're gonna have I'll be handling mostly ES and talk about the other markets, and Pat will be handling gold, and we'll talk about the other markets. And we've got other educators that are going to be coming on board to talk about these markets. All right, so I think we got gold here trading above value, and I exactly what I just said earlier. I think that gold getting a little bounce here. All right, so you got value 1078.20. I got the bull bear zone way down here at 1074, and I've got 1072.90 is the point of control and the bottom of value. I think what we're seeing in gold is the fact that the market is reacting to all this negative news, and there's a lot of shorts in that market. And I think that I still think there's only a 75% chance, there's 70% that she will go ahead with the rate hike. Okay. Um, Oil seems to have made a bottom, but look where this. We're under 40 bucks. All right, so I got the bottom of value here at 37 and a quarter. Point of control 37.58. We're approaching here's the top of value 38.06, and I got a bull bear zone at 38.15. 38.15, and I got a 5-minute pivot right here at 38.09. Okay. Like I said, there's a lot of shorts in this market. We made our lows in the 36s yesterday. I think, look, I'm not getting off this horse or this pony until the market gets down to, 25 to 30 bucks. And then I think all bets are off. All right. And there's going to be some bad news. I mean, there's no way that you're going to get good news with the price of oil and even with production. I guess, they're saying that demand for oil is like at 1.7 million barrels a day, which was more than last year, and so on and so forth. So if supply and demand is the main issue, then, we should be trading higher. But at the end of the day, supply and demand is not the main issue. All right. Yes, oil is cheaper. And so there's being more consumption by the consumer, more driving, more flying, whatever, because prices are reflected in that. But at the end of the day, what's driving this market is greed. All right. They're going to consolidate. A lot of companies are going to get hit. And after the first of the year, we're going to hear some bad news about some oil companies. Right. And that's what's going to happen. So you just can't do it. You can't have a commodity go from $100 down to 40 bucks and not have some casualties. Right. Okay. All right. Bonds still trading in their range. Okay. Trading inside value. Looking at top of value 154.04, 155.02, point of control 155.02, the bull bear zone, and then down here 154.09. Okay, range bound, waiting for the 16th, and then the market will make up its mind. And we got any questions over there?
No questions. Just saying, asking if all the indicators will be available on Friday.
Yes.
For purchase.
Yes. All the indicators will be available for Friday. And that's it. I mean, we're gonna transform from doing a Google go to meeting to our own site where we will host meetings. We'll have a pre-market meeting, and then like we do now, and then we'll have for the people that sign up to be in the different packages that we're offering. And then we'll have one where we just have a chat room all day long where we will be sharing charts, talking about strategies, talk about how to use the indicators, bring in other educators to share their services and what they do, and go from there. At the end of the day, the way I used to do this years ago was I employed 3 different analysts who used 3 different methods to trade equity futures. And when we did that, I would get their information submitted to me, basically independent of each other. And then I would go through their, so I had a Fibonacci guy, I had, different, I had a point and figure. We had, and then another analyst who did strictly technical research based on other functions, right? Plus, I had the ability to interpret order flow on the exchange floor. So, excuse me. So I was always looking for what I guess the new term is confluence, right? And that's how you got to trade these markets. And then remember, the indicators do not lie, right? I mean, I'd get myself in a big trouble right now if I would, said, look, I think the market's going, higher, so I'm going to keep buying dips, right? So someone yesterday asked me, how do I buy, the bottom, right? How do I get to the bottom or look for a bounce, right? And it's hard. You can't pick tops and bottoms. You got to see when they've been put in, and then then you've got to try to get into that flow and then see what your risk reward would be for getting into that trade, right? So those are the things that, we're going to hopefully keep you on the right path, okay? So no more questions, right, Ant?
Nope.
Okay, let me stop sharing the screen. And all right, so getting excited. May not be the best time to roll out a site, but we want to get all the kinks out by the first of the year, and bear with us. And one of the things that we're going to promote on Man Over Market is participation. If you have a trading idea, you can submit it in. If you've written some sort of trading program or some sort of indicator, we'll help you guys get it launched. We'll look at it. We'll evaluate it. Of course, we'll sign NDAs and things like that to give you credit. But we're going to build a community that is going to be based on what it takes to be a trader, right? We have partnerships with different brokerage firms and so on. So we're not in the commission business and don't plan on being in the commission business. So that's another thing. All right, no questions?
A lot of questions about the live chat room. I'll know more about that today. So
yeah,
we'll know more about that today.
So we have an education package. We'll get you in the live chat room or pre-market meeting. And then we have the funding program be out on the 1st. And then people who do buy the indicators will have access to the live chat room, right? And that also is our trading manual, which teaches you how to use the indicators and also gives you different strategies that have been deployed over the years of different markets. And we're adding. And, look, here's the deal. When you get in, as we add more things to it, it's all about the service that we're going to give you. As we're adding more things, I'm not planning on upping the charge because we found another indicator or we've developed other tools. It's part of being on the Man Over Market site. The other thing is that I'm going to bring other guys in with educators, and not even educators, people that sell their own services. And I want you guys to be exposed to that, right? And if you think that you'll like that service, of course, I'm going to vet the people before I expose them to you. And, that's the whole thing, right? It's about finding quality people and so on, because there's so much horse shit out there, right? Everybody knows when I say horse shit that it's me on the post, right? All right, everybody. Have a good day trading. Looks like we're gonna get some volatility, and remember, buy low, sell high, and put the green in your account every day. Talk to you later. Bye.